Hello everyone, Seraphin here, welcome back for more Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. When I last left you guys, we just wrapped up Chapter 20, moving on today to Chapter 21. Strange, huh? It's almost like we're going in numerical order or something. So we're about 2/3 of the way through the game, if you were curious. Actually, probably a little more than that. Given the length of the chapters, though, it's probably better to say it's close to 2/3 of the way through. Come to a bleak realization. Wherever the Crimean army marches, the land becomes a battlefield. Yeah, well, it's kind of what happens in wartime, pal. Apparently all the Daein people are just viewing the Crimeans as an invasion force. So we're heading to the capital of Nevassa. Which, by the way, Nevassa is a really cool looking city. I mean, you've seen overview pictures of it before, but it's really cool looking. Whether it's realistic or not, it's an entirely different matter, but... yeah, there it is again. Probably not a realistic castle in any respect. It almost looks like Minas Tirith, if you really think about it. This is General Kasatai here. He's a very interesting looking fellow. Crimean army is on our doorstep, and the king's not here, apparently. We need a leader equal to one of the 4 riders, just in case. So you have superior training and superior numbers, and she's not really all that concerned. No offense, but as a general, I do not feel you're ready for such a command. And she's like, nope, you're right, I'm not. Would you refuse a direct order from the king? Nope. So apparently Ina doesn't think that the king's gonna be too upset if he loses his own capital. Such a preposterous notion is beyond comprehension. All I see is your guesswork. Why did the king suddenly order the invasion of Crimea? As sanctions for that nation choosing to ally itself with the evil and treacherous subhumans. Oh, jeez. To apply sanctions properly, it would be necessary to speak with Begnion first, and they didn't do that. Daein's disregard for that process made us a pariah in the eyes of our neighbors. Well, that's kind of exactly what happened, yet. So apparently the king conquered Crimea and set up residence, so he's actually not even here, he's in Crimea right now. And now he uses it as a stepping stone for an invasion of Gallia. It's easy to envision Phoenicus, Kilvis, and Goldoa joining the conflict. That would be bad. Continent embroiled in war, is that not the true desire of the king? This guy's actually got some level head on his shoulders here. He's like, yeah, well, you say it like that, and that kind of makes sense. Crimea would have to be sacrificed. That would be an act of madness. The king has gained himself a new castle, and I believe he considers whatever land he occupies to be his kingdom. Well... important is that we recognize the chance which Daein has been given. We must stop the Crimeans here. This is complete lunacy. Well, it's our only chance of survival. Hold nothing back. The king has provided us with one final measure. We will use it to weather the storm. To use it, I need your full cooperation. You must trust me. I actually kind of like this guy, not gonna lie. I don't know why, I just do. So here we are at the Daein capital. If we can defeat Ashnard, the war will be over. Little does Ike realize that Ashnard's not here. You sure you have enough soldiers to lay siege? Probably not. It's very quiet. Looks like every able-bodied man has been conscripted into the army while women and children here evacuated the area. There's no way for them to know that. They do know what their army did to the people of Crimea, however. They fear they will be punished for that. I'm sure they decided to err on the side of caution. Uh-oh. And Lindsay is like, wait, what? What happened to the people? Oh, here comes Soren again. Everything is destroyed. Homes, land, crops, everything. And the citizens, they're not even treated as human. People understand this, which is why they pay for protection in the form of taxes. For the royals and nobles who are charged with protecting the people, there is no greater sin than to be defeated in war. Actually, a really realistic perspective he's got there. The ultimate betrayal of the people's trust. Ike's like, dude! Now it's time to throw down Ashnard and drive his army from Crimean soil. I won't be turned away, Ike says. If there are traps, we'll just fight our way through. Now Nasir's looking pretty glum because, well, we know what's up with him now. We don't quite know why, but so Jill was MVP, and we have Khalil now. Again, we're not really going to be using Khalil, but it's what happens. Any info we need for the upcoming map here? Let's talk to a refugee. Nothing for you to worry about. So here we know Jill has a last name. You're from Talrega. That's right. Is this your bodyguard? Don't let those nasty Crimeans get near her. Well, Lord Shiharam would never have done such a thing if he had any other choice. We know it was those Crimeans that did it. Oh, jeez. He wasn't on duty. Lord Shiharam and his men used to help us with the plowing and the planting. So he really was actually an exceptional dude. I don't know why he chose to side with people he knew were evil, but... oh boy. Find you something to eat in a little while. Oh, for the love of... no, that's just stupid. Well, this is not going so well with the PR campaign here. So Ike is just like, well, that's nuts. But anyway. Of course we can beat Ashnard. He's just a nerd on a dragon. It's fine. We got this. Now Miss doesn't think she can fight and go on anymore without her medallion. Oh, hi, Nasir. So apparently he's starting to regret what he did, which, well, we'll find out exactly why in a little while, I suppose. Not a whole lot of other supporting to be happening here. Alright, so we're going to have to do a little bit of outfitting because I think some of my guys need some new gear. We don't need that on him anymore. I'll probably just sell that wind tome, to be completely honest with you. Let's see what I can get rid of. We don't need a 7-use iron sword, that's for dang sure. Probably don't need a lot of iron swords anymore, to be honest with you. Who uses iron swords anymore? I don't need all these knives either. Still got a couple left, just in case. Let's just get rid of this thing. No, never mind, I'll keep that. This one I'll get rid of. Steel lance, we can sell that. I don't like having single-digit use equipment if I can help it. It's not like you're going to get a whole heck of a lot of use out of it. Whoops, wrong axe. Let's get rid of this one. Might do some forging. You can only do one forge per map in Path of Radiance, which is unfortunate. So I can't make a whole lot of cool stuff, but I can at least make some things. Yeah, she doesn't need this anymore either. Certainly don't need a one-use freaking wind tome. I can't use any light magic, so we can just get rid of that. Right? Nobody can use this? No. Just get rid of that. It's fine. The only one who could use it is if we promoted Riss, and he's not here, so... Alright, let's go ahead and forge a lance for Nephany, I think. She could do with something a little tougher. I could make an axe for Jill, too. But she's still a bit tougher than Nephany right now. Actually, they have the same strength, don't they? But she has axes, and those hit harder than lances, so I think we'll be okay there. Let's go ahead and make a lance for Nephany, shall we? Make a special I could make a silver one? Are you serious? Man, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? You know what? Hang on a second. Can I just... What can I buy? Okay, I can buy silver gear. I can buy silver lances, silver swords, silver axes, silver bows. I could just give her an arm scroll. Probably wouldn't be a terrible idea anyway. That'll put her up to A rank. How many of those do I have? I have 2. It's good enough. Go ahead and give Nephany an arm scroll. That'll put her to A lances. And now I can just give her a silver lance. That'll be fine. Armory time. Silver lance for Nephany. She still has her javelin, which is fine. Ike is good on weaponry, I think. We need a different axe for Boyd. What's he at? He's at B axes still? Man. Why don't I get him a silver one just in case? I think he's going to hit A pretty soon. Whoops. So we'll get him a silver axe. Again, he can't use it just yet, but that'll change pretty quick. Soren's going to need a new tome. We've got extra ones. I was going to give Mist a, what do you call it? She can use Elfire now, sweet. I was going to give Mist a sword, but I'm starting to rethink that particular proposition. She doesn't really need any of this stuff, but I'll give it to her anyway. Jill, on the other hand, we're going to forge her a new axe. She has C in axes, so she can use... Whoops. She can use silver pretty well. That's not silver, steel. Let's go ahead and just beef this thing up to as high... Again, we don't need to worry about it because we have so much freaking money. We put some crit on it. Yeah, that's alright. That's a pretty decent price, considering... What do we want to call this thing? I know, we'll call it something from Genealogy of the Holy War, because I like doing that sometimes. It's gonna be Hellswath. If I were more creative, I would come up with something better right now, but I'm on the spot and it's not gonna happen. So, ooh, green axe for Green Dragon Lady? Ooh. Be blood red. You know, let's go with green. I like green, that's cool. Go ahead and give that to... I can't give it to her, she doesn't have room. Guess I'll give it to Ike and just trade it to her. Alright, what can we get rid of on her? She doesn't need an iron axe, I suppose, anymore. We'll just have her take that forged axe from Ike. Probably won't need this thing 100%, but it's gonna be nice to have, and I don't think... Well, we'll keep the Killer Lance on her, I think, for now. This next map we're coming up on is going to be a lot of Armor Knights. I can tell you that right now. Let's go ahead and get a steel bow for Ashnard here. I don't actually have one, else I'm gonna go buy one. They even sell steel bows? They do, perfect. Okay. And then, what else we got? Need some stuff for Marcia, it looks like. We need heavy spear for taking out armor knights? That sounds like a good idea. Okay, I think we're actually good to go. Maybe another sword for Ike. What else can I give Ike? Armor Slayer. No, he's got a real sword already. I guess just a steel sword, right? Yeah, why not? Doesn't hurt to have an extra one, I suppose. Marcia still that full guard? Who has that full guard? Oh, Janef does. We don't need that anymore. We can give that to Marcia. Actually equip the silly thing this time. Alright, let's do it. This is going to be an interesting level. It's kind of a long one, so this might be broken down into a few parts. My apologies for that, but this one is kind of a slow-going situation. Castle gates are open. That's not good. Must be a trap. Well, duh. Making us lay siege would be far and away to their advantage, so what's going on here? We can't tell what they're planning. It matters not how we proceed. Keep your guard up, everybody. Oopie. Here we are inside Daein Keep. And there is General Kasatai in the armor, and Ina herself is right in the center. They're that tiny little girl. Such recklessness. Don't they suspect a trap? Well, yeah. Perhaps he relies solely on instinct. Well, it's probably a pretty good assessment. Continue as planned. Close the gate and seal off their escape. It is time for the final measure you spoke of. Will you show us what His Majesty left for us? It could possibly allow us to destroy an entire army in one fell swoop. No matter what I show you, do not be shocked. You must continue to trust me without question. Uh-oh. On my name as a royal knight, I will not betray you. Oh, okay. She's a dragon. Have you forgotten your vow? No matter what happens, we'll protect the capital. He's freaking out. Ah! This is why he left you here, yes. The legendary dragon of Goldoa is on our side. That's not good. I don't know why she's pink. We will crush the dogs of Crimea and use their skulls as goblets. Jeez, alright, well. That seems to have been pretty effective at rallying the troops. So yeah, they have a freaking dragon. That's gonna be fun. The gates have just closed behind us. Well, and now our army's freaking the crap out. Awesome, this is gonna go fantastic! Soren's like, well, it kind of seems that way, but... They have some kind of ultimate weapon. Well... You'll regret underestimating us. Hopefully that's the case. Put together an elite team and head for the throne room. Alright, it's Daein Keep time. See how long this map is? It's like a big maze. Alright, we get a decent chunk of units to go to deploy for this one. So, we're gonna go ahead... Do I want to bring Tanith? We'll think about it. Who I am going to bring, however, is Soth, absolutely, because there's a lot of chests and treasure and stuff to get here. Honestly, I don't really think I need to bring anybody else. Nope, I think we're good. Sorry, Kieran, but you just suck. And it's not happening, so we'll just stick with our usual teams and Soth. I need to zoom out a little bit here. So, this map, let's take a closer look at it here. We start down in this bottom corner, and we need to do a lot of weaving around these various little random canals that are in here. And it's all very meticulously laid out. Here's General Kasatai, by the way. He has a Brave Lance that we cannot take from him. He's got, like, solid 15s across the board, it seems like. Defense and resistance averaged together is 15, so there you go. He's not terribly hard to deal with, but he's just a big pain in the butt. Let's see. So we gotta wrap all the way around, up this way first, then down this way, and then down here. And then loop all the way around, and then come into the main keep here. So it's gonna be it's not that big of a map, but it's gonna take a while. And here's Ina. She is a freaking dragon. She has the Demi Band equipped, so her stats aren't as good as they could be, but as you can see there, she's got freaking 25 in defense and resistance. She is going to be a tough nut to crack, and she's on the throne, which means she gets another defensive bonus just from doing that, I believe. Maybe not. Well, it's not actually a throne, it's just an objective square. That's kind of weird. That was a throne, wasn't it? Okay, so she doesn't need it, though. She's got 25 defense and resistance, for heaven's sake. She has 35 attack. Yeah, and 52 HP. She's going to be an absolutely fun pile of beans to take care of. And she's got it guarded by a Killing Edge Swordmaster. Excellent. So yeah, that's going to be great. We're going to love dealing with that, I'm sure. Anyway, the whole map is just seize the throne, basically. That is the goal. We're going to go ahead and put our best dudes in front. So, Jill... I'm just kidding. The sad part, reality here, too, is these big, thick walls, flyers cannot fly over them. So even if I were to put Jill and Marsha right here and just try to fly to the left, you can't do it. It doesn't work that way. Very unfortunate, but that's just how it works. So we're actually going to put Soph toward the front because I want to get into the treasure as soon as possible. Why did I... Oh, Tanith is still here. We don't need her. Get her out of here. So we're going to have one empty spot on the team. Big deal. We'll have to make do. We are going to put Jill toward the front, because of course we are. And actually, I've got enough room that I don't need to leap anybody in that back square, so there we go, that'll do. Alright, so like I said, this is going to be a long one. It's probably going to be broken. It's going to be this part and probably at least one more, maybe even two, depending on how long this goes, so bear with me, I apologize. But this is one of the longer chapters in the game. Ones that come after this won't be quite as bad, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, moving on. Why is Boyd not equipping a weapon right now? That's kind of silly. Oh, and I didn't bring a weapon for Soph. That's fine, he's not going to be attacking. He's got an... I love that I maxed out his stats and he's got 20 and everything almost. Pretty funny, considering all he can use is a 2-might knife. Let's go ahead and put Boyd right up in front here. And give him an axe to cleave people with. And we'll have Nephany just behind. I believe all these various and sundry little spots you see off to the sides, these are all spots reinforcements can come in from. So right there, right up here, and probably also over this way over here, yep. So reinforcements can come in all over the place, and they will, don't worry. They'll be very frequent, the reinforcements that appear on this map. Let's go ahead and move our mages up. We've got 3 healers. I don't think we're going to be in any particularly bad way in that regard, which is good. Definitely something you don't want to have to be worrying about is healing in the middle of a big-ass map like this. Let's just move Mist up this way as well. And we've got Rayson too. What do I do with him? I think we'll have him move Ike forward, because Ike's going to need to start getting a few kills on his own here. In fact, I think the best place for him to do that is by going north beyond past where those Lance guys are going to be. And have him go up this way, because there's some sword guys up there. As powerful as Ike is, I still don't think he enjoys dealing with Lance enemies, so... Get Jill moved all the way over here. And this is Marsha, and that just leaves Astrid. Yeah, as you can see, it's going to be pretty slow going just because the sheer amount of distance we need to cover is going to be interesting. Yes, get at me. Oh, they don't move fast enough to get to Boyd. Alright, fine, be that way. Thankfully, the enemies move around quite a bit, so for the most part, they are going to be coming to us. Once we cross a certain threshold, that is. Let's go ahead and deal with this schmuck. You dare approach me? And he procced Ether, and that's an instant kill. I don't even think he needed the second hit, to be completely honest with you. Ether is just so absolutely busted, it's not fair. but Ike is awesome, so who cares? Look at that! Nicely done, sir. Man, he is so tanky. 22 defense and 24 speed, as if he needed that much. But yeah, Ike, by the way, if you guys were curious, Ike is probably the best Lord in the series. Just in terms of sheer stats, Ike is absurd. He's absolutely ridiculous. He kills dang near anything that comes up against him, and they just can't do anything about it. Let's go ahead and send Oscar into the fray here, since he's got an axe, and he loves cleaving through lance guys. At least I would if I were him. Watch him proc soul every other attack like he did last chapter. That'd be funny. Nope. Alright, fine. That's okay. I think it's based on... I think every activated skill in this game is based on skill. Like your skill stat. So people with higher skill tend to activate their abilities more frequently. Which is cool, because I think skill is one of those stats that, generally speaking, nobody has a bad... Nobody has bad skill. Like, nobody does. Everybody's got at least enough to do what they need to do, for the most part. Some people might have slightly lower on the skill market, like, oh, look at that, a crit with a silver lance. Goodbye, sir. The people who generally tend to have a little bit lower in the skill department are people like axe fighters, like Boyd, for example. He's actually alright, though, when he's got 19 skill. Yeah, so he's not even in this particular game, he's not actually an example of that, but historically speaking, the people who have worse skill numbers are guys like axe fighters. Even wyverns generally don't have that much skill, I don't think, but if you've never played through a game like this, and any of the ones in the series, you're not really going to have anybody on your team with bad skill. It's just, you need it, right? Because it's entirely how you hit things, and if you can't hit things, well, you can't really kill anybody. So, nobody tends to suffer from low skill, based on my experience. It's possible they have, like, less than average skill, but no one's going to be bad enough where they can't hit anything. And some people just have way too much of it in that they never miss. Like, most sword masters, for example, have absurdly high skill. Because A, it makes them crit more often, and B, they need to be able to hit stuff, obviously. So yeah, it's pretty much anybody who has a skill that can activate is going to have a decent... What? Come on, Marsha. You're better than this. Was that B lances? Yep. He's getting pretty... We're going to have everybody reaching silver tier right around the same time, it sounds like. Probably in the next couple of chapters, everybody will be decked out with silver weapons, and it'll be awesome. Alright, let's have Soth go and crack open this door, shall we? Well, there's a guy in there. Well, we can deal with him. Because I have Jill with her shiny new Hellswath axe. Look at that, beautiful. And it's the same color as her wyvern. I love it. Hellswath, if you didn't know, in Fire Emblem 4, which is currently only a Japanese release, but I found an English translation of it. There's a number of weapons that are like divine weapons that are like uber powerful, and Hellswath is one of those weapons. No strength, but speed, luck, and defense. I guess I can't complain about that too much. Her defense has got to be getting close to capped. I think it's still like 27 or 26 maybe. But she'll be untouchable once she reaches that threshold. Just need to work on her strength. Her skill's not as high as I'd like it to be either, completely honest with you, but we'll see how that goes. Move Soren up here. Probably should keep him fairly close to Ike to get that support bonus. We want to keep Mist and Jill together if we can help it. Sometimes we can't help it, though. Let's go ahead and dance for Soth to get him to the treasure a little quicker. Because we're going to need him to kind of keep pace if we can. There's a lot of treasure to get in this map, and a lot of it's really good. Let's crack open a chest and see what we get. A stiletto. Stilettos are kind of cool. Hey, he's got a knife he can use now. So this actually is a knife. It is the most powerful combat knife. 8 might instead of 2, which is good. But now he's got 28 attack, and it's got 10 crit built in. So yeah, Soth can actually do some damage and fight now. But he's max level, so he won't. Because I don't want to waste the experience, quite frankly. Soth, by the way, does not promote in this game. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but whereas we had Volk, who was a thief that does promote into assassin, Soth does not do that. He has to remain a level 20 thief in perpetuity, which honestly is fine. Oh, also, I don't know if you noticed, it doesn't say here, but if we look down at the bottom, this stiletto is effective against armor. Because it's like a thin blade that can go between armor plates, so Not only does Soth have 28 attack, but he kills armor knights with it. That's pretty good. Let's see what's in the chest number 2. A parity skill that I will never be using. And we'll talk about parity some other time, but suffice to say it's not really that important of a skill. It could be good against someone who's got a really high terrain advantage, and you're having a hard time hitting them, or doing damage to them. Parity lets you ignore the terrain penalties, or the terrain bonuses, but it also negates all of your bonuses. So it's literally creating an even playing field. It's kind of what parity means, I guess. That's basically what that skill does. Somebody we get later does come with it by default, but as a general rule, I'm not that big of a fan of it. But we'll talk about that when that character actually shows up. It's going to be a little bit yet, I think. Actually, it might be sooner than I thought. There's 9 chapters left after this one? Yeah, I think there's 9 chapters left. There's only 29 levels in this game altogether. Let's see, can Soren reach anybody? No, he cannot. Actually, he could if I move Ike first. So we'll have Ike deal with this guy. Iron Blade is just enough power. Although with Ether it doesn't matter. Get wrecked, sir. For those curious, I know it's spelled like Aether, A-E-T-H-E-R, but it actually is pronounced Ether. The only reason I know that is because, well, whenever you see the A-E together like that, it's generally pronounced E. I don't know why it has to be spelled different. It's an old Latin way of spelling it, but suffice it to say that it is pronounced Ether, I believe. Just like, actually, the word encyclopedia, the E in the middle of the word is actually an A-E combined together like that, and it's still pronounced encyclopedia, you know what I mean? If you've watched How I Met Your Mother, it's not actually accurate how Ted pronounces it. So anyway, here's your grammar lesson for today, folks. The completely unnecessary grammar lesson. Let's see if Ashnard can pick off this warrior. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Oh, just shy with the Zephyr Bow. Let's try the killer one and see if she gets a lucky crit. 35% chance, that's not bad. There it is. Fun fact, folks, if you spin your arrows in the air before you fire them, they do triple damage. It's a good life lesson. If you guys are at the archery range and you really want to hit the target good, just spin your arrow a few times. Not only will you guaranteed hit the target, you'll do triple damage. Every time. Totally how it works. Bow level up, that's B, I think, yep. Like I said, everyone's hitting B rank around the same time here, so I think that means everyone's going to be hitting A around the same time as well, and that'll be nice. We can get our whole fandamly up to level A with weapons, and they're just all flinging silver stuff everywhere. We're going to have Mist go up this way. Let's be with Jill. And Ilyana will go forward over here. Just kind of slugging behind a little bit, but that's okay. We're still maintaining some measure of cohesion here, which is good. Probably should have given Boyd the hammer to deal with this guy. Yeah, hammer would have messed that guy up pretty good. This is probably one of the last levels, by the way, where we're going to be seeing unpromoted enemies. Going forward, we're primarily going to be fighting nothing but promoted ones. This is that point in the game where it's like, there's no such thing as weak soldiers anymore. It's not that the promoted guys are any more difficult to deal with, because your guys are just so much better than them at that point, but... Alright, well, we'll talk about that a little bit in the next episode. We're going to go ahead and call it here for right now, but we'll pick up and see if we can't complete this map next episode. I'm going to be honest, I doubt it. So it might be a part 3 in order for this one, we'll see. But tune in for that and see exactly how long it takes to get through here. So thank you for watching up to this point, I really do appreciate it. We will resume Chapter 21 next time. And feel free to leave a like and a comment on this video if you are so inclined, I would very much appreciate it. And if you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel as well. It also would be very wonderful of you, and I would appreciate it very much. So until next time, this has been Seraphin. Stay classy, internets.